Hi guys, I'm ExactChaos and welcome back to another episode of Farthest Frontier. We have finally started the upgrade of our town center and we will be heading into tier 4. We've switched off a number of different plank using buildings over here so that we can use the planks over there. You can see the gold already made its way in there. Why is this thing lagging? Oh, there it goes. Okay. Anyway, we had a bit of a raid last time. They did do a little bit of damage. Not so much. Actually, only 2 or 3 people died. And they did break down a gate or so. But we will definitely have to start looking at the upgrades for these. So what does these upgrades entail? It's 20 planks. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to wait until we've got the town center upgraded before we start heading into further upgrades in that space there. Okay, we can add an extra 2 people over here and create even more planks. So the idea is generally to create as many possible planks as we can possibly produce because we constantly need some. Interestingly enough, where are these guys actually grabbing stuff from? Over here. I think we could move it into this area. I'm not sure if there's any... Oh, there seems to be a little bit of stone there available for us. So that's good. We switch off the bricks. We're not creating too many bricks because we are using a bit of clay every now and again. Although this guy is using bricks instead. But we have one brick maker up and running all the time, so that should be okay. Food is kind of okay. We could probably do with preserving a little bit more. So we will constantly see if we can't get access to a little bit more sand or glass or anything through that process. Hopefully once we've upgraded this tier here. Oh, actually planks is done. So what I can do now, hang on, let's just switch furniture back on again over here. There's nothing on there or over here, right? There was nothing in here that we needed to make. But the Fletcher, for instance, here we can actually start producing crossbows again. Is there anything else where we kind of switched off the use of planks? I think there's something wrong with the sound. Oh no. Anyway, it seems okay now. Yeah, it seems okay now. Now, what people were starting to say to me is that you really need to make sure that your access point is in fact accessible. So what I thought I'd do is I would move this guy. Where is the access point? Actually, it doesn't actually show me an access point, does it? But anyway, either way, I think I'll move it over this way. I think that'll look pretty reasonable. Because they are saying that that's part of why my firewood has dropped so low for some time. But actually, the firewood is looking absolutely awesome at the moment. So nothing to be too worried about. Let's speed things up just a tiny bit and keep an eye on everything. Food is looking pretty good. What I wanted to start doing as well is get an extra barn. So that's definitely something that I wanted to do. I think these people want to move into town and we probably don't have homes for them. But one thing that I definitely wanted to do is grab an extra barn. So let's get to food. No, food production. The barn is where exactly? It's over here. So let's see about grabbing a barn. I don't even mind popping them right next to each other. I think that's a pretty reasonable spot. So we'll get an extra barn going because this area could do with a little bit more compost being generated by our cattle. Let's accept these people. That means we've got a bit of a housing shortage and we need to see about facilitating that. I believe I don't have a rat catcher that's going to deal with this particular area. So we'll have to kind of have a look. Okay, so it seems like I'm going to be expanding here. So let's quickly go ahead and do that. Grab our housing and maybe just go ahead and slot it in. 1, 2, 3, 4. Actually, I'll just fill. Actually, this one won't fill. Right? Oh, yeah, that's moved. So what I'll do is I'll move it to the edge here and to the edge there. And what we'll do is we'll do a little bit of cleaning up in this area. Okay, that should do a decent job. These guys can continue doing their thing here. Seems to be a fair bit of stuff being dropped off there. That's all good. Is that upgraded? Oh, beautiful, guys. Look at that. That is our town center, level 4. Overall happiness, 96%. People are genuinely quite happy about it. So let's quickly have a look. If we have the game paused and have a look at what happens at tier 4, nothing particularly over here in terms of new buildings. Housing over here, nothing over there. Food production, nothing. Resources, nothing. Defense is nothing. Walls, nothing. And decorations, nothing. So the only thing that's actually new in tier 4 is the upgrades that we can do. And I did think it's probably, even this isn't a new upgrade though, but I did think I'll go and start upgrading a few of the things every now and again. I'm hoping the tier 4 will also give us a slightly different set of traders that comes in here. I haven't seen a trader though. Maybe the start of the season actually did come and go. I'm thinking we can start upgrading some of these also. Increase durability, additional range, and increase attack range. So let's at least start doing some of these upgrades. We just need to be a little cautious because we don't have endless supplies of everything. So we just need to keep an eye on it. Look at that. We went from like 500 firewood to almost nothing. So we do need to make sure that we keep a bit of an eye on those things. Oh, there's a fair bit of stuff over here. I was thinking we can probably do another little pathway into this kind of direction. So if I do maybe a little something like that, that'll give us a bit of a road here. And what I'll do is I'll get an extra work camp. So if we go resources, grab a work camp like so. There's some stuff over there. So I'll grab a work camp over here. And what we'll do is we'll start working this area for some more stuff. But yeah, I'm going to keep an eye on getting everything upgraded. It's going to take a bit of a slow process getting everything upgraded, but I think we should get a pretty decent job in terms of doing that. I'm kind of tempted to switch this one back on again, so that we can get those brick numbers up again. That's an important one. And one of the other upgrades that would be quite important is this one. So once we've got the bricks there, I'll upgrade that one also. The barracks. I'm kind of wondering if the barracks is placed in the right spot over here, and maybe I should move it down here into this kind of general area where it can actually help defend, and the guys are a little bit closer to where we're actually seeing attacks from. Though we have seen an attack from this side. So yeah, the question is really, it's always a bit of a challenge to understand where exactly that should be going. We still have a bit of rats over here. So what I'm thinking is maybe I can grab an extra rat catcher. Yeah, as you can see, this area over here is not properly protected or defended from the rats. I could yeah, I'm not sure where is the best spot for it. Out over here, maybe out on this side, so people have a variety of different spots. Yeah, let's place a rat catcher over there. So let's start building a rat catcher in that location. These upgrades may take quite a while, I think. Oh, that one's pretty close to getting done. Okay, we can rush out another round of fertilization. This is still working towards it. Let's add compost over there. Actually, with the amount of compost we are generating, it's not a massive big deal for us to be rotating crops in a more effective way. I can tell you that much. Okay, let's have a quick look at. Okay, hang on. The right way to look at these things is actually to go in through here. So let's have a look at our food situation. Food production dropped off a little bit. Spoiling gone up a little bit as well. And consumed is slowly just kind of ticking up there. Yeah, lots of meat being spoiled. Smoked meat, on the other hand, is not getting spoiled and is being produced better than we're consuming it. Fish is also not actually spoiling, and then it's a little bit hit and miss, I think, with some of these things. Grains are looking good. Actually, grains are now starting to spoil, so we definitely need to keep an eye on that. Vegetables, lots of spoiled vegetables. We really do need to get more preservists going. Fruit is looking pretty good, actually. Very limited spoilage. Dairy is looking good as well. Anything else there? No. What I wanted to have a look at is some of our other goods, really. Agricultural goods, we've got enough pelts coming in. Wow, a lot of herbs all of a sudden spoiled for some reason. Do wonder why that is. Honey, we're consuming a little bit more than we're producing, so I may want to grab a few extra apiaries. Flax, we're doing a pretty decent job on. Though we're not seeing, you see, every second year or something, we're not getting flax in. Every third year, we're not getting flax. But I think we're doing okay because we're actually seeing some spoilage of it, so we don't need any more. Wax, we're consuming more. So yes, definitely more apiaries. Willow is okay. Medicinal root is spoiling for the most part. So we can, hopefully our apothecary is underway, and then grains, we're producing a lot. We've upped our production quite a lot, and we're consuming most of that. Okay, excellent. Now, produced materials, tallow, we're above, the green line is above the blue line, which is what we want, and a little bit of spoilage going on there, but it's a pretty minor number. Firewood, we're kind of just keeping pace with what we need to do there. Wooden planks, the consumption of wooden planks has dropped off a fair bit. It's because I switched off a few things. That'll come straight back up, but our additional sawmill or whatever is gonna help that out a little bit. Our production of gold ingots is looking okay. Our iron production is starting to creep up a little bit more, even though our production is dropping down a little. Consumption is dropping down a little bit. Bricks, we dropped a fair bit, and now we're starting to consume. So switching on that extra brick factory was the right thing to do. And look at this. We are using the flour as quickly as we are producing it. Now, let's quickly go back. I'm going to come back here. I just want to go back here and see grain-related stuff, bread. So bread, a fair bit of the bread, we're using a lot of the bread, but a fair bit of the bread is still being going to waste. And so we may want to just pace ourselves in terms of bread production a little bit more. Let's come back into here to usable goods. That's the next piece. Hide coats. Wow, look at that consumption there. Shoes are looking okay. So every now and again we see a bit of a spike in the consumption. Linen clothing is looking good. Yeah, no, that's absolutely fine. Soap is just barely holding on for the time being. Baskets are doing okay. Tools are becoming a bit of a problem. So let's have a quick look at the tool situation. Heavy tools is also becoming a little bit of a problem, and then barrels was consumed, and now barrels will be at a very low pace. So that's not going to be a big deal for us there. Medicine is now starting to be produced, and we're really not consuming that. And then animal traps we're not using yet. We might start looking at that in the not too distant future. Then gathering and mining stone is a bit of a constant challenge. We're importing as well. Logs, we're consuming about the same rate as what we're producing. And so extra camps is a good idea. Clay production is pretty good. Iron ore, we're consuming all of our iron ore. Coal ore, we're doing that as well. Sand, sand's going to be a bit of a challenge. We're using absolutely everything, so we need to buy. Gold ore, we barely use any gold ore, so we're kind of generating a lot of it now. So let's move out of there. Let's have a look at luxury goods quickly. Pottery, consumption of pottery is coming up a little bit, but our production is looking steady. Candles, absolutely. Now our candles are starting to look a little bit better. Glassware, we're struggling a little bit to produce sufficient glassware, and that's because of the sand situation. Beer is looking good. Actually, a lot of the beer is spoiling, which is a little bit unfortunate. We didn't think beer would be spoiling that much. Furniture is now being produced. We're not consuming much of it, though. Spices, we bought a little bit of it, and it spoiled, actually. So that was really not what we wanted to see. In terms of armaments, arrows, production is coming back up again with the arrows. We are consuming a fair bit, but I do believe we have a fair bit in stock. Not that we can see what the stock looks like. We don't have any bows. Shields, for some reason, there was a bit of shield consumption. I kind of stopped the creation of shields because we have a fair bit in storage, and then our weapon production is looking pretty good. Hauberks is looking pretty good too. Crossbows has a pretty decent number being produced now, and our consumption is pretty low. Heavy weapons, not yet. Crude weapons, no. Plate mail armor, no. But those are the kind of upgrades that we would like to do now. Okay, so that got us through some of the things. So one of the things that we did pick up here that we needed to have a look at was potentially hide coats. Shoes are okay. Linen, soap, maybe. Baskets are okay. Tools, yeah, absolutely. So everything that's being produced in the forge. So hide coats and the tool kind of stuff. So let's quickly have a look at what our tanner is doing. So we've got 4 people working there. So if we wanted to up this production, we needed to create another building. This one, on the other hand, is producing a little bit of everything. So what I'm thinking we do is we throw a few more people in there. And that should see us create a little bit more stuff. Now, if I have a look at how many people we have, our laborer numbers aren't quite where we would like them to be. And now we're seeing our stock of firewoods a little bit lower than they probably should be also. There's a number of things that's being built at the moment. Oh, and I'm happy to see that this has been created. I probably won't split the herd now, just because it might not be a good idea in winter. So I'll just leave it as is for the time being. And when the summer hits, or spring hits, we will split the herds. Okay, this thing has been created, this camp. So I'm thinking let's move it out here so people can pick up a little bit of stone and also get some of the logs and stuff. Okay, over here you're not getting anything, so let's move you out over here where you're probably not going to get any stone. Some stone over there though. Yeah, actually, it's doing a pretty decent job in the most part. Actually, let's move that back towards the stone pieces here and see that we keep getting some stuff there. Yeah, excellent. I think we're doing okay. Ooh, houses are being upgraded over here. That still needs to be built. We're still waiting on plank deliveries. The wagons are doing their thing here. The driving wagons going on over there. Driving wagon. Let's add an extra person there to get another wagon going. And that is the end of winter, or kind of the end of winter. So I'm kind of in a position. Oh, the new one's up there. Okay, now what I'm going to do is let's quickly divide the herd over here. So 12 and 1. I'm not sure what I'm busy dividing here. 5 and 8 maybe. Well, it obviously doesn't really matter. So let's just do 6 and 7. So confirm. So what are we saying? I have no idea where they're going. So let's confirm moving those over there. I don't know how many they are. And what we'll do is we'll get them to come and graze this area over here. So how much is staying? Okay, so I can't remember which side I went, but what I'll do is on this side I'll also split the herd. And what we'll do is we'll just take about 3 from this way and we'll place it in here. Confirm, please. And now this one is up to 10. That one is 6. And this one over here is at 9. So that should put us in pretty good stead there. Let's get an extra person to come and work here and help help the grazing out over here. I think that's going to be awesome. Going to sort that out. They can also graze on this side, I believe. But I think that grazing there is going to be all good. Now, I wanted to build a few extra apiaries. So let's get resources and apiary. Crop loss to disease. What can we do in terms of ensuring sufficient apiary stuff happening over here? Lots of apiaries, actually. Yeah. Not sure that's a good idea. Not sure this... actually... This is a reasonable idea, to be honest. I could do it over here, though. Yeah, let's put the apiary in there. I think that's actually a pretty good spot there. But yeah, let's add the apiary over there. We'll get an extra apiary. This one is done. I wouldn't mind adding an extra soldier to the mix there. This tower will be a little bit better. If I compare it to that tower, well, not actually showing to be that much better. Okay, we've got some traveling merchants. So let's see what we have on display or on offer here. I'm pausing the game so I can quickly have a look at this. I do need us to get sand. Sand is really important. They want to buy sand off of us, which is not quite what we're in the market for. Yeah, we can definitely build an extra tannery, I think, because we've got so many pelts, and I don't really want to sell the pelts. That won't be massively in our favor. And selling these guys, I don't think we need to. We've got sufficient money supplies at the moment. We could buy clay. We could buy flour. We don't need to buy grain. We've got plenty of grain. We really don't need to buy any of these things that they've got on offer here. Then the next one is Lethros of Cardel, which was the first trader. Eldar the Peddler. Okay, now Lethros of Cardel wouldn't mind buying some of our soaps. They also wouldn't mind buying some of our clothing for a pretty decent number, to say the least. We also now have a little bit of medicine that they're interested in, but I'm not going to do that. We're going to stockpile medicine more. We certainly want to stockpile more glass as well. And then in terms of what they have on offer for us, look at that. Our tools are starting to drop. So we do need to get those numbers up a little bit better. They will be offering heavy weapons and the likes at, somewhat reasonable prices on the heavy weapons at least. But these guys are still pretty pricey. So really, I'm not seeing a lot. We could sell a few pieces of clothing, but really that seems to be about it. So what we could certainly look into is an additional blacksmith forge. I'm also after an extra tannery. An extra tannery will be quite important for us. So let's get a tannery, which I believe is over here somewhere. Yeah. Yeah, there's something not great about the sound. So please bear with me. I'll have to in between episodes see about sorting that out. Now, we could, actually, it will affect our desirability over here. We can't really squeeze it in there comfortably, but we can certainly squeeze it in over here and slot in an extra tannery over here and have a expanded area. What is this? This is another foundry. So we've got a number of foundries going. 1, 2, and 3, and none of them are doing gold ingots. Yeah, so I'm not doing gold ingots at the moment. Let's have a quick look. Are we villager attacked by a predator? We can have a look at that in a minute. Yes, we are seeing iron ingots come in pretty reasonably. Let's just quickly go and have a look. Yeah, this is pretty standard. Hopefully we can get the tower to defend us. Oh, the tower is actually not... Oh, yeah, there we go. There we go. Being defended there. How many traders here? Still only the 2. Yeah, nothing there is quite as sensible. Oh, we're out of logs. That's certainly not great. So one of the things that we can do now. Oh, there's another traveling merchant now. Because we're out of logs, I will move. I will move the wagon out here, and we'll try and trim some logs. If there's logs that's up for purchasing, that's something that would be of interest. So let's see. Our third trader is Masuki the Silver Tongue. who is willing to buy some of our preserves or sell us some preserves. I don't think we need to buy preserves, but let's have a look at what else is on offer here. They would buy some cheese, but at a pretty low price, and then they would start buying plate mail armor if we start building it, and that would be a pretty reasonable thing for us to go through. We've got the weapons, we've still got tools available. They will sell us sand. They will sell us sand, and that is what we're going to grab. It's a normal price for sand, but we'll go ahead and grab a big chunk of sand. We'll buy all of their sand. It's 2,000. Let's buy and transfer all of their sand in there. That's going to be awesome. If we needed to sell something back to them, I don't necessarily believe we need to. If anything, we might be able to sell a little bit of linen clothing. Now 17 is not a good number. We could sell a bit of these, but I don't think that's a good number either necessarily, or I don't necessarily want to do that. I'd rather sell the finished product. So let's transfer in, say, 50 items of clothing, and we'll sell that. That should give us a fair bit of money back. Yeah, in terms of, that's about 1,000 back from that process. If there's anything else that we should be looking at selling, maybe to trade at 1 here. Again, that's not necessarily something I want to sell. If we do this, yeah, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to add 100 pelts in there, and so that we can replace the money that we've just kind of moved out. And let's just check 27 days. Hopefully we'll get that all sorted out too. Okay, so I'm happy to see that that's happening. So let's have a look, go over here to the glass maker, and we'll add one more person to work here, so we'll get a little bit more glass happening. And then the preservist, we'll keep an eye on the glass and see if the preservist is running a little bit more full steam. But super happy we managed to grab that. So let's pop these out, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to start trimming all of these trees, so that we get that done a little bit more effectively, get a little bit more logs coming in. Okay, popping back in here, having a quick look. Yes, there comes the 100 pelts. So let's go ahead and transfer those out, sell those items. Thank you very much. Trader 2 would like to buy clothing. We'll move that over there. We'll sell them that and sell those items. Thank you very much. More monies has come in, and Trader 3 is nothing that we're going to sell to them as of yet. Yeah, and I'd rather store these iron pieces so that we can get a few more things sorted out. There's nothing else that I would like to buy. I want more candles being produced. So let's have a quick look. How's our wax situation looking? Yeah, wax is pretty low. So that's a big part of the issue for us. Now, the rat catcher should be ready to go over here. I'll move it up into kind of this standard direction here. Okay, I think the rat catcher should do a pretty decent job there at sorting out our rat problems. I think our money situation is looking good now. Some of our traders have started to move on, but I think I'm happy that we got at least a little bit of sand from it. Crops lost to disease. I'm hoping that's not too significant overall, because that is worrying me a little bit. I'm still waiting on that apiary to pop in. We are kind of getting logs to be done, and what we can start doing is looking at a few more upgrades. So if I come in over here, are we ready to go here with the upgrade? Planks are low, bricks are low, so certainly not quite yet. We're doing a tannery. I could probably do another blacksmith's forge. How's our population in terms of laborers? Yeah, it's not great, guys. It's not great. Oh, look at these houses. Manor houses. My goodness. I like it. You're getting everything you need from us. Let's have a look at our candle shop. Yeah, we've got everybody we need working there. Just need to make sure that things are keeping going. Oh, we can potentially upgrade this as well. Yeah, we need to stockpile a fair bit more stuff if we wanted to do that. We can upgrade some of these as well. But yeah, bricks is a bit of a problem. Where's my brick makers? Come on, guys, sort yourselves out here. Yeah, I think we ran out of wood here. That was the issue. We ran out of wood. So let's just make sure we chop some more trees here. Absolutely vital that we do that. And at the same time, we've got a work camp. Where is that camp actually? Oh, it's getting stuff over here. That's okay. But see, it's a little bit of everything, to be honest. And I do wonder if you put in extra stuff there. Is this one producing? Yeah, it's actually, most of these are producing more stone than they're producing logs. And what we need to do is probably up our log game a little bit more by saying, actually, do 2 logs for each stone that you're grabbing. And similarly over here, do at least 2 logs for each stone. And over there, maybe 2 logs for each stone so we don't run out of the stone so quickly. Now, did I have one? Can we move some stuff out of this? This is another cobbler, and we had the apothecary here that's starting to produce some medicine for us. But I think we might be running out of honey more so than anything else. Did we have a work camp? Yeah, we had a work camp over here. Again, I would rather you go with a little bit more trees than stone at this stage. And similarly, where's my my work camp? Soap is being produced. Yeah, this should be a work camp, right? Yeah, there we go. So a little bit more trees than stone, to be honest, would be a good idea. Good stuff. That's looking awesome. Harvesting berries and the likes. What I might do is I might move it a little bit out like this. Not sure there's plenty of stuff that can be grabbed over here. Let's try that and see if that kind of works out for us. More villages being born. I do like it. There's a lot of stuff that we still need to upgrade, but I'm mostly worried about getting our towers upgraded so that we can at least sort out our defenses a little bit. That's the big ticket item for us, is just get some of our towers upgraded. Probably these central towers is the big ticket items. Things are looking okay. Yeah, wood is still a bit on the challenging side for us. What is our population and laborers looking like? Yeah, it's okay. What's going on over here? Yeah, we're trying. We could buy logs from some traders. That would be a good idea for us too. And we can certainly start chopping down a few things here. Let's grab maybe an area here, get a few things chopped down. We need a fair bit of logs actually. The stuff does grow back over time. Okay, the one side that we didn't have much of a fight on was this side. So let's grab this guy. Let's get a bit of an upgrade going right over here. We should have enough sourced items to sort that out. Oh, I'm loving our town. Our town is starting to look really nice. I do need some of these through roads to be upgraded a little bit with stone. We have a fair bit of stone available, so let's get some of these through corridors upgraded all the way. Yeah, especially this one. I mean, all the way to the outside of town, and we can pick up on this one over here also. There's a little section there. So there's a few things that can go and grab a bit of an upgrade there. Firewood low yet again. My goodness. This is another tannery that's popped up. So we'll just leave the 2 people in there. Hopefully the hides, the coats will be sorting themselves out now a little bit more. And then the other thing that I sort of think we should be building is another blacksmith forge. So let me grab exactly that. That's a brewery, that's a foundry, that's a blacksmith's forge. So where do these things actually go? We don't have a pathway down that way at all. Yeah, I'll kind of set it back just a little bit like so. And so what we'll do is we'll pop another blacksmith over there, and then hopefully everybody's got their connections where they want to go. These things can kind of make their way over here and over here. Should be upgrading some of these things also. Over time. We upgrade too many things all at once, we have all kinds of issues. And that one was attacked, but I'm assuming we sorted that out fairly quickly. What's our logs looking like? Yeah, the log situation is looking a fair bit better now. If I pop in here again, yeah, we're still doing a little bit of work there, but that's looking a little bit healthier. I wouldn't mind it being even healthier than that. So I might do yet another work camp. We can't upgrade the work camps at all, but we can add a few people to work in them. So guys, I think that's kind of where we're gonna end this off. One more work camp. We built one work camp here, and then hopefully our ratios is such that we are going to produce a little bit more logs than anything else, to be honest. And we can also do a work camp. What is this? This is a forager. We can probably do another work camp that kind of looks at this area here, because it doesn't seem like we're going to grow into that area. So let's grab one more work camp there, slot it in here, and what we'll do is it'll just kind of work that area for forestry items, for logs. Okay, well, shall we end it off over there? So we've got tier 4 going on. We didn't have any further raids. We are slowly starting to look at doing upgrades and trying to get us ready for some action. There should be plenty of deer around here. Yeah, absolutely. There's plenty to be had. So I'm not too worried about that little symbol there. We can do some upgrades still. We're starting to see some manor houses, which is, look at this. Look at this little street in town here. All the way through. Oh man, I do like it. It's really quite cool. Food is good, population is growing, firewood stock is low yet again, but I think that's because we ran out of logs for a bit there. So that's the one item that we're probably going to struggle with a little bit more than anything else. Oh, there's another tower ready to go here, which is pretty good. Happy that we're slowly starting to do the upgrades. I might do another upgrade on this side in due course, and then we'll start upgrading some of these. But yeah, absolutely, I'm loving the fact that we're getting our upgrades on, because that's kind of the thing. And then it's just about defending round after round of attacks, really, and seeing how long we can survive while our population survives, but we're also trying to survive those attacks. Luckily, we are starting to see some honey and wax being produced here, so that we can keep that candle production nice and high. Also, we may want to start looking at an extra hospital, but I'm not sure that's necessarily required. But we could start looking at moving something over there. We can add a couple more houses in any of these spots, really. I wanted to do an extra pub somewhere. Lots of food there, lots of food here, and lots of food there. We might be producing just a tad too much in the line of bread. So I'll leave it as is for the time being, but we might have to keep an eye on that. Okay, guys, thank you so much for watching. If you've enjoyed it, please hit that like button. I am enjoying your comments. I'm reading all of them, even if I'm not responding to all of them. I am definitely reading all of them, so please keep them coming. If you've got some further suggestions, put them down below. If you haven't subscribed to the channel, do hit that subscribe button right now. And of course, as always, hit that like button. Bye-bye!